stepping into that role, which I think will be great for us. But Kennedy has done a great job with running the floor and getting great post position. And that's one thing we're going to need. And with Isaiah, his conditioning has gotten better. So in practice, I see him running a little bit more. And he has improved on his mid-range jumper a lot. So with those two, I think they've improved their game a lot over the summer.
Are there any concerns with big men depth when you look behind them, those two starters, you have sophomore Luke and then a freshman Tony?
Right.
If they're in foul trouble, is there concerns about that?
I don't think so. I mean, I can't tell you right now just because we haven't played any games, but I think that the only downfall about losing Bryce is that he got a lot of rebounds for us last year, and so one thing that we're going to have to focus on a lot is rebounding. With him being gone, so we got to get our 3 men, 4 and 5 to get in there and rebound, even our 2 men. So that'll be one thing that we have to focus on a lot this year.
How much does Coach harp on Isaiah about not committing fouls in practice?
Yeah, like I said last year, Isaiah fouled a lot just because his fatigue, him being tired, and then he mentioned one thing that I thought was great is that when he was coming off the bench, he felt like to play more, I have to play harder, and sometimes he played a little too hard to where he got a foul. So I think now he has to pick and choose his battles when it comes down to should I go for this or should I just stay on the ground and just try to make the shot a little bit harder without fouling. So.
You mentioned the rebounding concern with no Bryce. What's the concern with no Page this year, I guess?
It's hard. I mean, Marcus was an all-around great player, whether it was on defense, whether it was on offense. He could shoot the ball really well, and then on defense, he could guard pretty well. So I think with that, we're going to lose that aspect. And then he was a great leader and just a great all-around teammate. So I think we're going to be losing that. And with me, that's why I said with leadership, I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more vocal than I was last year because Marcus was that vocal person for us last year. So.
Joel, when Marcus went out at the start of last season, you really kind of had to step up. How much did that kind of speed your development up because you had more responsibilities? And at the same time, when you look at Theo being out, how much does that kind of have an opportunity for Brandon or for Seventh to do the same kind of thing?
Right. I think that'll help us a lot when it comes down to getting our freshmen going. Like last year, Marcus, like you said, was out, so I had to step into a role faster than I expected. So I think that'll help us a lot when it comes to getting Brandon involved, getting 7. And also, I mean, if you go down further in the lineup, getting Tony involved as well. So I think it'll be good for us. I mean, we don't want it to happen to Theo just because we were expecting a big year from him. Not saying he won't be back, but just saying that, at the start of the season, we were looking for him to be, a key part of our team for us.
What can you tell us about the freshmen and what they bring to the game, personality-wise?
Yeah.
Clearly now they're going to have to play a little bit more early.
Right. I mean, in the locker room, we're a great group of guys that just like to have fun. And, I mean, as you can see with Theo, myself, and a lot of other guys, we just like to, have fun. So they've adjusted well with that. And then on the court, I would say that, Seventh is still trying to, get into the aspect of being a point guard. It's one of the hardest positions to adjust to. So, but he's done a great job so far. One thing that I see with Brandon is he's shooting the ball really well. Last practice, I don't think he missed anything from the 3. So for him, we need that from him just because, I mean, we shot okay from the 3-point line last year, but to be able to get the 3 ball going is something that we want to have. And then Tony has a lot of skill, and he's done a great job so far. One thing I think that a lot of people underestimate about him is his length. He's really long, and that's one thing that'll help us out a lot.
How so?
How different has it been for you without Marcus around in the backcourt, both on and off the floor? And you feel a greater sense of responsibility on this team?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes in practice we'll have times where people aren't focused and last year Marcus was there to be able to get things going, and now I look around and I don't have Marcus there to do that anymore. So that's when I have to be more vocal, and it's a challenge for me. But it's something that I'm willing to take on, just because to be able to get to that to where I want to be, as a point guard, I have to not only play the game, but I have to be a vocal leader as well.
Is that a comfort zone for you? Is it just something that you kind of prefer to do things a different way than that?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a person that leads by example, and so that's what I would, rather do. But I want to take on the challenge of being a vocal leader, just to see if I can actually be, a vocal person. So.
Is that magnified because Theo is injured now? Because he was such a good guy.
Yeah.
He had established himself as that.
Right. I think so. If you came to one of our practices, you'll probably hear Theo more than anybody. So with him being out, he'll still be on the sideline, but with him being out, I think that myself, Justin, and even the seniors, I think more guys have to step up and be a little bit more vocal than usual.
Talk about that as you got just kind of know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, honestly, more than anything, this year I've seen a lot more guys, talking. I've seen our seniors saying stuff. Isaiah isn't the loudest person, but I can hear him talking from time to time. So if everyone can talk as a whole, I think that'll be better for us. But individually wise, I think that guys like myself, Justin, and some of the seniors, I think that now with Theo being out, I think that we have to step up and a little bit more louder than usual.
Is Seven still backing you up primarily? Is he still primarily playing the one?
Yes, sir. Just because, like I said, it's hard to come in and adjust to that spot. So you don't want to throw too much at him. So he's just been playing primarily one. And like I said, he's done a great job adjusting. But there's still some, improvement there.
How much are you working with him, with you at the two and him at the one?
We haven't done it much. We've done it some in practice, but coach is still trying to mix up lineups just to see what kind of rotations he wants, what lineups are good and bad. So we haven't played much together, but I'm pretty sure as time goes along and we get further in the season, I think you guys will see that lineup. So.
Do you anticipate you and Nate in the backcourt when things finally get going?
Yeah, I think so. As you guys know of Coach, he loves to have 2 point guards or 2 guards that can bring up the ball. So if anything, or when in doubt, if we need someone to come in and have two guards that can bring up the ball, I think Nate will be that guy.
And you played a lot together last year, that time when Marcus was out, right? So you got experience doing this.
Exactly, yes, sir. So, and in practice, we've been doing that a lot, having him at the one or me at the one or him at the two. So it just makes our offense faster. Whether it's getting the ball out and not always having to find the one guard. So if he's right there, you can give it to him, and then I'll just run the court. So I like the lineup. I'm with Coach on that one, but as the season go along, we'll just see, what the lineups are. So
There aren't.
I like how Nate, he's an unselfish player, and he just likes to get the job done regardless of what it is. And then on the defensive end, he's really good. He's a quick guard, so that's why I like going up against him, because he makes my game better in regards of having to do quick moves, having to think faster. So I think that on the defensive end, he gives us a lot, and then he's improved on his three-point shot a lot from when he switched his hands. So he's done a great job with that, and I just think overall, as being a senior, his game has developed a lot.
There aren't many teams.
Success you guys have had last year. Is it still a hungry team? Still a driven team?
Yeah, I think so. That shot, even though we wanted to win, but I think that shot has motivated us a lot to get to that next level and to get back to where we want to be, and to that point where we were this year. So I think we're still motivated. I think we still have a ways to go to get to where we were last year. Because last year we didn't make our turning point until about the ACC tournament, and if you ask me. So I think that we still have a little ways to go, but I think we'll get there. So.
There aren't many teams that have a guy like Nate that they can using a situation like not just off the bench, but if someone goes down, can step in and start.
Right.
How valuable is it to have someone that's been through as much as he has and played a lot of big minutes for you guys?
Right, that's great to have, and that's why I said throughout his years here, he has developed a lot. Just because his freshman year he was starting a little bit, then he went back to the bench. In the last couple of years, he has came off the bench and gave us a great spark. So for him to be able to, for us to know that he can start or he can come off the bench, that's great for us. And that's why I said he's done a great job with developing and being a great player. And I think more this year, I think a lot of people will see that he's shooting the ball a lot better. And even though last year he was giving us, a lot off the bench, I think that he'll probably be in the game a little bit more than he was last year, just because he's done a great job with shooting and just being a great player regardless.
Kenny Williams said last year after the ACC title game when he had Brogdon for like 8 minutes that his defense was way ahead of his offense. But he said a couple weeks ago that his offense is starting to catch up. How much is his offense catching up to where his defense was?
Are you saying Kennedy?
Kenny Williams.
Oh, Kenny Williams. Oh, yeah. He's made a great improvement. Like I mentioned earlier, he was a guy that only hit 1 3 last year. And the one thing that I've seen from him at the start of this season is that he's been shooting the ball very well. And then on defense, he's just an aggressive guy, and that's what we need. At the end of the day, if you want to play, you got to play defense. And I think that's one thing that he's showing coaches, that if anything, regardless of shooting or any of that, if you want someone that's going to be in the game, I'm going to play defense, and that's what he'll give us.
What have you seen from Seventh Woods? From Seventh since he's been on?
Yeah, Seventh has done a great job. It's hard to adjust to that point guard spot, but I think he's starting to catch along with it. There's a lot you have to know, and he's done a great job. And I think that as the season goes along, he'll improve a lot, and he'll be a great player for us.
A few weeks